Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest-running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of 2 college athletes. He has a wealth of experience to share. Here's Recruit Me CEO, Brent Hanks.
Welcome to episode 330 of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. This episode 330, is the 4th episode in a series of an inside look into the NCAA, NAIA, and NCJAA websites. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast and its parent company, Recruit Me, want to give you, the high school student athlete, and their families as much free and inexpensive recruiting resources as possible. The NCAA, NAIA, and NCJAA websites are great, free, information-filled resources that help you on your recruiting journey. The first episode in the series, episode 326, highlights the eligibility centers. Then the second episode in the series, episode 327, points you to the academic requirements at each level of athletic play. And episode 328 rolled out the guides for the college-bound student athlete. This series wants to lead you directly to these subjects so you don't waste time and you get your recruiting questions answered. This week's episode 330, is called An Inside Look at the NCAA, NAIA, and NCJAA websites. Questions to ask. These will be questions that the website suggests you ask college coaches or administrators as you go through your process. You or your family don't have to ask all these questions, and you certainly don't have to ask them at your first meeting or communication with a college coach. You need to create a relationship with the coaches before you ask many of these questions. These are questions that you can be prepared to ask, practice, and get comfortable with. So let's get into suggested questions from the NCAA, NAIA, and NCJAA websites. I'm going to guide you back to the Student Athletes page that we have been investigating. So go to ncaa.org and then glide over Student Athletes and click on Want to Play College Sports. On that page, click on Download these resources. We have hit on the initial eligibility brochure and the Division I and Division II academic requirements and the Division III amateur requirements, plus the guide for the college-bound student athlete. Let's peek at the Guide to International Academic Standards PDF download. It is a comprehensive guide to the initial eligibility process for international students. This is a 562-page guide. The first 15 pages go through the international process, and the rest of the pages go through information on all the international countries. The pages in the table of contents show the academic certification process, with information on registration, official document requirements, English translation requirements, where to send student records, and additional assistance. Other pages have educational tracks and resources, test score information for NCAA Division I and Division II, and then an alphabetical listing of countries and guide updates. If you're an international student wanting to play in the NCAA, then this is your guide. Other links under the Student Athlete and Educational Resources page have links for choosing a college, educational resources, grade point average, and test scores. When you click the Choosing a College link, it says that choosing the right college can sometimes seem like an overwhelming process. On this page are some important questions to ask staff members at each school as you make your decision. It also reminds you to register with the NCAA Eligibility Center. Here are questions to ask a coaching staff. The student athlete can ask these questions. What position will I play on your team? This isn't always obvious. A coach may want you to be flexible, so you may not get a definite answer. What other players might be competing at the same position? Will I be redshirted my first year? What expectations do you have for training and conditioning? How would you best describe your coaching style? You may just want to research this one, but finding out the head coach's contract end is beneficial. What are preferred invited or uninvited walk-on situations? This may be a situation that you may be in, or may just be affected by. How many players do you expect to be on the team? How many earn a scholarship? Who else are you recruiting for my position and in my class? Is medical insurance required for my participation? Is medical insurance provided by the college? If I am seriously injured while competing, who is responsible for my medical expenses? What happens if I want to transfer to another school? Questions to ask administrative staff. How good is the department in my major? How many students are in my department? What are graduates of this program doing after school? What percentage of players on scholarship graduate? A couple of follow-up questions are, what percentage of incoming students eventually graduate? What is the current team's grade point average? Other questions in academics are, what academic support programs are available to the student athlete? Are there academic advisors, tutors, or study halls? How many credit hours should I take in a season or out of season? How do we schedule around practice? Is summer school available? And if I need it, who will pay for summer school? Good questions for coaches and other student athletes would be, what is a typical day like for a student athlete? What are dorms or residential halls like? Must student athletes live on campus? And for how long? Financial questions. How much financial aid is available for both the academic year and summer school? What does your scholarship cover? How long does my scholarship last? Can I be employed in season, out of season, and during vacation periods? These financial and scholarship questions are hard to ask, but must be asked at some time. These financial questions will be easier as your relationship grows with the schools that you are talking to. How much will the athletic scholarship be? What will it cover and not cover? Am I eligible for additional financial aid, and are there any restrictions? Sometimes a student athlete cannot accept certain types of scholarships because of NCAA limitations. If you will be receiving other scholarships, let the coaches and financial aid officer know. Under what circumstances could my scholarship be reduced, canceled, or increased? Are there academic criteria tied to maintaining the scholarship? What scholarship money is available after eligibility is exhausted to help me complete my degree? Will my scholarship be maintained if there is a change in coaches? The coach may not be able to answer this question, but the athletic director might. The NCAA site questions are good questions to ask if you are at any level of recruitment. Take these questions, write them down, and practice them before you actually sit down and talk to college coaches. On the NAIA.org website, you can go to the Student Athletes link, and a pull-down has a Future Student Athletes link. On the Future Student Athletes page, click on the box for high school students. There are 8 hot links that give you information about the general NAIA experience. There is NAIA participation. What's different about NAIA recruiting? Can I visit a campus for a tryout? What about letters of intent? Admission standards for athletes. What about financial aid, scholarships, grants, and loans? Do I meet the freshman eligibility requirements? What if I didn't attend a U.S. high school? The NAIA participation link gives you a paragraph of information that clarifies the time a student athlete can compete. The What's Different About NAIA Recruiting link lists no recruiting calendar restrictions for NAIA recruiting, the ability to freely communicate with NAIA coaches directly, and that a high school student athlete can have direct interaction with NAIA coaches. Students are permitted a maximum of 2 days of tryouts. Ask the coach for details. The 4th link asks, what about letters of intent in NAIA? For NAIA, you can sign a national letter of intent, but it is not binding like an NCAA Division I national letter of intent. Click on this link for more information about NAIA National Letter of Intent info. The Admission Standards link says to participate in athletics in the NAIA, you must be admitted to the college under admission standards equal or higher than those applied to the general student body. Athletic scholarship information is that each sport has an overall limit on the amount of financial aid it can award as full or partial grants to students that are in sports. Again, go to this page for more NAIA financial information. Freshman eligibility requirements, those covered in episode 327, says NAIA does not have any core course requirements, and the NAIA Eligibility Center will determine your eligibility based on your high school grades and sometimes your SAT or ACT scores. The last link is about if you didn't attend a U.S. high school. Rules can differ if you are a GED or homeschool student. Go to playnai.org to access details in your resources menu. On the NAIA Future Student Athletes page, there is a blue box for high school students. We just covered that one. There are 3 other blue boxes. A box for transfer students, international students, and for parents. The parents box is very similar to the high school students box. The Transfer Students box answers 6 questions. What are the transfer students' eligibility requirements? Who's considered a professional in the NAIA's eyes? Is there an age limit in the NAIA? How long can I compete? What happens if I suffer an injury during college? And how do I remain eligible during college? Then the international link for NAIA participation has 5 questions. Who needs to register with the NAIA Eligibility Center? When do I need to register with the NAIA Eligibility Center? How much does it cost and how do I pay? Do I have to purchase an in-credit evaluation? And how do I send translations? The NCJAA.org website covers the junior college ranks. Junior colleges are 2-year colleges that may be a great fit for you. Go to NCJAA.org and click on the Compete NCJAA link at the bottom of the homepage. Toward the bottom of this page are 3 big blue boxes that have links to search NCJAA colleges, a link to NCJAA eligibility and frequently asked questions, and a Get Recruited link. The JUCO website questions have been covered in earlier episodes. Go to the junior college website even if you are not looking strongly at the junior college level. You might pick up some good information. This is the 4th episode in a series of an inside look into the NCAA.org, NAIA.org, and the NCJAA.org websites. The NCJAA site gave you a place to get JUCO questions answered. The NAIA website covered a lot of questions for the future college-bound student-athlete, and the international, GED, and homeschool student, and even for the parents. And the NCAA website dove into questions to ask college coaches and college admissions people. In that light, there are questions listed in Appendix B of the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship Manual. Appendix B covers what to ask a coach. Also, under Step 5 of the 7 steps covered in the Recruit Me 3.0 Manual, there is a section about how to be ready for calls from coaches and what to say when you talk with a coach. Go to recruit-me.com to get more information about the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System. The Recruit Me 3.0 system is a direct, comprehensive, step-by-step program that enables you to know when to start, and how to get recruited by college coaches. Here are the 7 steps featured in the Recruit Me 3.0 system. Step 1. Select the right schools to contact. Step 2. Write a great email. Step 3. Create your own one-page profile. Step 4. Build your questionnaire. Step 5. Track your communications. Step 6. Send one-page updates. And Step 7. Make your school choice wisely. Go to recruit-me.com and listen to episodes 258 through 262 for more insight on the 7 steps to an athletic scholarship. I've been having trouble with the Recruit Me 3.0 system links since revising the recruit-me.com website. If you click on the Get Access buttons, they will not work. I'm working on getting them back up. The most important resource of the Recruit Me 3.0 system is the 165-page step-by-step manual and the 36-page step-by-step workbook. Since the link on the recruit-me.com website is not working, I'm going to ask you to email me at brent@recruit-me.com and ask for the Recruit Me 3.0 website special. I will send you a link to PayPal, and for $45 I'll email you the Recruit Me 3.0 manual PDF and the Recruit Me 3.0 workbook PDF. And as a bonus, I'll send you 2 new worksheets, the College Parameters Worksheet and the College School List Startup Worksheet. With these tools, you can get your recruiting journey started or jump-started today. This is a do-it-yourself system, and if you don't find value in the first 90 days, you can email me for a refund of your $45. Again, the link for the Recruit Me 3.0 system is not working, so just email me, brent@recruit-me.com to get started. Earlier, I gave you the 7 steps to an athletic scholarship that are in the Recruit Me 3.0 manual. You will also get the 10 myths about athletic scholarships, how to build a college school list, how to write a great email, how to build your player profile and recruiting questionnaire, how to use video, and how parents and student athletes work together. You'll also get questions to ask colleges, why academics are important, and frequently asked questions about recruiting. This program is yours in PDF form. Use it on your phone or computer or print it out as you need it. Take advantage of this great recruiting opportunity that saves you time, money, and stress. I want to thank everyone that is subscribed to the new Recruit Me monthly newsletter. and I would like to invite anyone that hasn't subscribed to do so. Go to recruit-me.com and click on the free Recruit Me newsletter link. The November newsletter was the 4th edition, and you will get a monthly column on tips and advice, quotes with recruiting advice, social media posts with recruiting advice, links to the last month's Athletic Scholarship Podcast episodes, and recruiting information from NCAA.org and NAIA.org. Next week's episode 331, jumps into frequently asked questions sections of the NCAA.org, NAIA.org, and NJCAA.org websites. Frequently asked questions, FAQs, help you to quickly get answers to focus on your recruiting path. Thank you for listening, and join me next week on either your favorite podcast app or on recruit-me.com. See you next week.